In this next video, we want to look at exercises 81 and 82, which approach the product rule and the quotient rule from a purely graphical perspective. So it's hopefully going to give us another or other insights into how these things work. And we have in each of the graphs, we have two functions, an f of x, the darker line, and the g of x, the lighter gray line. I'll just draw over the axes there so it's clear where we are. So if p of x is f of x times g of x in 81, we're looking for p prime of 1. Well, p prime of x is equal to, since it's a product, f of x times g prime of x plus g of x f prime of x. And p prime of 1 would simply be that expression evaluated when x is equal to 1. So that would be f of 1 times g prime of 1 plus g of 1 times f prime of 1. So now we need to evaluate each of those pieces individually. F of 1 is just the value of the f function when x is equal to 1, and in this graph it's 6. G prime of 1 is the slope of the line g at the point when x is equal to 1. And at the point that x is equal to 1, that slope is down 1 over 2, so it's negative 1/2. Then g of 1 will be the value of the g function when x is equal to 1, and that is 4. F prime of 1 will be the slope of the f function when x is equal to 1, and the slope there is up 1 over 1, so it is 1. Now we simply multiply each of those and add together, so we have negative 3 plus 4, or p prime of 1 equaling to 1. Now we'll do the same thing with q prime of 4. Well, q is the quotient of f of x over g of x, and so its derivative, q prime of x, will be the denominator times the derivative of the numerator minus the numerator times the derivative of the denominator. And that's all over the denominator squared. Remember, that forms a triangle with the denominator, or the derivative of the denominator, and at all points of that triangle. Now all we simply need to do to evaluate q prime of 4 is to substitute 4 wherever we see x in the above expression. So we have g of 4 times f prime of 4 minus f of 4 times g prime of 4 over g of 4 squared. So here we're interested at the values and the slopes of f of x and g of x when x is equal to 4. And we can see that g of 4, the value of the g function when x is equal to 4, is 3. F prime of 4, the slope of the f curve when x is equal to 4, is negative, because it's coming down, and 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, or negative 1. F of 4 is 7, and g prime of 4 is 0. G of 4 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. So in the numerator, 7 times 0 will 0 out, and we'll have negative 3 over 9, or negative 1/3. And we'll go on and do the same thing with problem 82, where we have two other graphs, f and g. And here we're looking for p prime of 4 and q prime of 7. P prime of x is the first function times the derivative of the second, plus the second times the derivative of the first, and p prime of 4 will use the slopes and the values of the functions f of x and g of x at the points where x is equal to 4. F of 4, g prime of 4, plus g of 4, f prime of 4. F of 4 is 8. G prime of 4 is up 1 over 2, or 1/2. G of 4 is 1. And f prime of 4, remember that's a horizontal tangent line, it's 0. And so we end up with 4. We find q prime of x is low d high minus high d low over low squared. And q prime of 7 is just g of 7, f prime of 7 minus f of 7, g prime of 7 over g of 7 quantity squared. Plugging in 7 for x, g of 7 is 4, f prime of 7 is 2, f of 7 is 4, g prime of 7 is negative 1, and again g of 7 is 4. Simplifying out, we get 12 over 16, which is 3 over 4.